Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to TRG Central. This is episode 2 of the 2025 Triple Crown replay. Episode 2 will cover drawing for the fields of the Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks and then running the two races. Let's go over and get the fields created for both the Derby and the Oaks. As you remember from Episode 1, we ran the two heat races for both the Derby and the Oaks, and these were the standings uh, after the heat races. So let's go ahead and get back over to the schedule. And the schedule that we're running is the Triple Crown Series. And we'll be running the Oaks and then the Derby. We have the fill out, add the qualifying horses to the both of the fields, and then we can run the races. We'll be running a complete field of 10 horses in both races, and we had two heat races that had plenty of horses to choose from. So let's go ahead and add to the field. And as you can see off to the left, instead of listing all the horses that are in the set, we just list the horses that were linked to the Kentucky Oaks. And if you remember from the last episode, the Kentucky Oaks heat race, both of the Kentucky Oaks heat races were linked to the Kentucky Oaks. So once the heat races were linked, then when you come in to fill out the main race, which was in this case the Kentucky Oaks, the game knows what races to pull the horses from and ranks them according to how well they did in the two heat races. So normally we would just go in here and just drag and drop the top 10 horses, in this case fillies, into the field and save it, and we're off. So let's go ahead finally. Early on, Tenma, Sakara, What's the Broken, 5G, Quiet Side, Simply Joking, Quick Kick, and Anna's Promise. Okay, Take Charge Matilda, Drexter Hall, Ballerina, the Org, Missed the Cut, similar to I guess golf. Also, there was one horse that was disqualified. I think maybe that was Good Time, and he is disqualified from the Kentucky Oaks. Also, you see, she's not even listed. Okay, we have all of our jockeys. The only thing we need to check here is since we have two races, there's a chance that some of the horses will have the same jockey as you see here. We have Fondley and 5G with Ira Ortiz. So, take a look at Fondley's card. And you see Ortiz and Samuel Martin. Now, Fondley's the top, so we're going to let her keep Ortiz as the jockey on the 5G. And we see John Valeria as a secondary jockey. He's not on the list here. Let's bring John. Okay, now before we save this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick look at the real life uh, Oaks race and see who the jockeys are so we get the jockeys that are actually going to run in the real life race. So, give me a second here. Pull up the Oaks entries for the real life Kentucky Oaks race. Just to make sure. Okay, early on, we have, ooh, that's interesting. Anchor Dance is actually going to be her. Let's see. Whoops, my bad. The anchors there easily on. Fondly had Ortiz, so we were right there. Put Ortiz back as the jockey. Tema has J.J. Martinez. Hernandez. La Carta Davis. Plus the Broken. Has Venezuela. Um, Drop John out there. Like John up the Bless the Broken. And then we have 5G, which is Mark Franco, Manuel Franco. Quiet Side has, I never found this guy's name. Umberto Rotali. He's on Quiet Side. Simply Joking has Florence Spirits. Quick Kick. Oh, wait a minute. Quick Kick has Humbert. Quiet Side has Ortiz. The other Ortiz. Jose. Jose for Humberton and Anna's Promise has Alvarado. It's Junior. Junior? Okay, these are the official uh, jockeys that rode each, scheduled to ride each of the fillies in the Kentucky Oaks. So we'll go with that. Everything else looks fine. We have our 10 horses, fillies for the field. We'll save it. We'll go back over to schedule. We'll walk you. Let's take a quick look. And you see here, so let's see any trainers. No trainers that have two horses, two fillies in the race. Now the other thing we can do, if we didn't lock it, or unlock, we can do the post positions. Now, I normally do the same as the qualifying for uh, NASCAR racing or any of the other car racing, and normally the top qualifiers get the best pole positions. So we're going to do the same thing here, although there's no reason why you can't do an official drawing of the post positions before you start the race whenever you have horses that need to qualify for a final race. So I think we're just going to go with that, and we'll also go over to the Kentucky Derby, and we'll get the field. And you see there were 20 horses that ran the two heat races. So these are the order of the qualification. If you remember Admiral Daytona, Admiral Daytona had an issue and held up at the end of, I don't know, was it 3 or 4 furlongs into the race? He was pulled up, so that's why. Unfortunately, he was one of the ones who remember it was rated a 90 plus, and that's too bad that he's out of the final in ours. Let me go back. Yeah, I want to do the same thing with the Kentucky Derby. I'm going to pull up the real life jockeys that are going to race on these horses so we get the right jockeys. So first horse is qualified with top horse with journalism. Journalism has Umberto Theater. There's another jockey that is riding in both races. Second is Rodriguez, Michael Smith. Third, East Avenue. And then going to be ridden by Franco, Manuel Franco. Okay, fourth up is Fordham Square. Fordham Square, if you remember, has the highest rating in the set. BJ Hernandez is going to be the jockey for Fordham. Fifth is NeoQuest. NeoQuest has Lawrence Left. Flavin Clark. Sixth horse is Citizen Bull. Citizen Bull is jockey is Mark Garcia. Next up is Lexor Cafe. And Joanna, I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh well, we'll go to Coal Battle next. And John Juan Vargas. Ninth is by Mohawk. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it would be nice maybe if I had the ranking number here. Okay, anyway, by Mohawk. Find them. There he is. Ramos. Joseph Ramos, that's correct. And Sovereignty. Is by Junior Oval. And you can see quite a few of these jockeys are gonna run in the oats too. So we'll save the field, and in this case all the horses that carry on 126. Remember that the oats I think is 121. And I mean, all the horses will carry that weight. So, save the field. Back to the schedule. Lock it. Take a quick look at the field. There's our field for our running of the Kentucky Derby. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the racing. Head over to Churchill Downs for the 2 races. Here's our morning odds for the field for the Kentucky Oaks. Remember, it's going to be run this Friday in real life. We don't know what the track condition will be Friday, but we always run the pre-plays on fast, handicap everybody, all the fillies go 121, and we're not scratching any of the horses. Let's go over to the track and get this race started. Okay, again, we'll go through the field and the jockey. Nine and 10. Okay, I think we're ready to get the race started. Let's go over to yeah, we're thinking to go on the past performances, but we all know all the horses just ran in one heat race, so wouldn't be anything new to see there. So let's go ahead and just run the race. And I'll spectator mode again, so hopefully a nice video of the race. So head over to the Stewart Tower and we'll announce the race. Looks like everything is good at the starting gate, so they're off. We're in the back straight, and we have a nice, 10 of the teams that are broken away from the rest of the field and have easy victory. And set themselves a little race record there. Heather with 146 3/5. Wins the race. Lacar comes in second, Fondley third, Anna's Promise fourth. Next out of this, get back over to the schedule. Let's take a look at the results here. Host 10 Anna actually did pretty well from that disadvantage out there in the far post, ended up coming in fourth. Okay, let's go ahead and get the Kentucky Derby underway. It's a morning line for the Kentucky Derby at Churchill. Will be run this Saturday on the 3rd of May. Again, we're running fast, handicap weight. All the horses carry 126. None of them as of today have been scratched yet. That's the one thing that you have to be aware of, that when you do have the issue one in the subscription service, it'll be as of tomorrow, Wednesday. So if any horse is scratched between Wednesday and post time in real life, if you want to make those changes to the heat races, that's up to you. So I think we're ready to start the race. Do we have a few horses like Charles and Rodriguez, they both are the favorites along with Gold Battle and Barnum Square. Let's head over to Churchill Downs and get our version of the 2025 Kentucky Derby run. Remember, this is a mile and a quarter, 10 furlongs, so are the gates a furlong further back than the Oaks race, which was a mile and an eighth or 9 furlongs. Okay, there's your field. Also here, remember, you'll see the running tally down here of the leaderboard. So go ahead and okay, spectator mode. Take a look at the Stewart Tower. Stewart Tower saying all the horses are in the starting gate and we're off. Rodriguez got out of the gate first and leading through the turn, but 3 East Avenue passes them. And we got a 3-way and it's East Avenue, and you can see how this race is developing as we go to the final. And East Avenue had a lovely lead, but looks like it's going to come in fourth as Rodriguez and Journalism and Neoclass all passed them on the last game turn. And there you have our Kentucky Derby winner is Rodriguez at 202 and 2/5, which is 202.4. Journalism just a length behind, Northford 2 behind, and East Avenue really faltered on the last game turn. They ended up 5 lengths behind as 3 horses passed them on the final game turn. Okay, so go back to the schedule. You'll see our next scheduled events are the heat races for the Black Eyed Susan and Preakness. Remember, if either or both of the races have 10 or fewer horses entered in the field, then we'll skip the heat races and go to the finals. So we'll see in a few weeks how the fields are set for these 2 races, and we'll run accordingly. Let's go here and update the. Let's see. You see Rodriguez leads with $3 million in winnings. You see there's some victory points awarded for the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks. Let's switch it by winnings. And there you have Rodriguez with $3 million in the 2 races. Came in first and second. And then Journalism in second. Came in first and second. And as you see, none of the horses were able to win their heat race and the finals. You can do the only for winning. And there you have Rodriguez, Journalism. And there's your winnings. And then we'll do the female. Nearly $1 million there for Turner. And again here, none of the horses finished first in both the races. So, I think that's it for here at Churchill Downs. This is Gary signing off from TRG Central. And enjoy the rest of your evening.